Welcome back, all my lifers. Thank you for staying tuned. You're listening to the Leanna Alvarez Show, Las Vegas Real Estate, The Insider's Edge, here on KLAV 1230 AM, the talk of Las Vegas. Right before break, we were talking about, really the local Las Vegas real estate market, what exactly the Orange Report was, and we've got Michael Maggiore and Heidi Kasama, both of which are managing brokers of Prudential offices, as well as leading experts in the local real estate market. Heidi, you actually are our newest 2014 president of the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtor, which is a huge responsibility and really an amazing compliment for your experience and your expertise within real estate. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Yes, and I'm proud to lead the organization. As you mentioned, it's about 11,000 member organization, and it is the largest trade organization in the state of Nevada.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Yeah, no, it is. It really is quite influential. I didn't realize myself until I became more involved with the association. And, what we do is support our members who are realtors.
Okay.
And so, becoming a realtor means that you become part of the National Association of Realtors, and you agreed to abide by a code of ethics.
Okay.
And so, a realtor versus somebody else that is just has a real estate license.
Like a regular salesperson, there is a difference.
There is a difference. So if you're working with a real estate agent that has the realtor designation, they have joined the National Association of Realtors, as well as our local association, the state association, and the National Association of Realtors. And they, adhere to that code of ethics. We have agreements for mediation and arbitration between agents. We have training. I really feel that you have a higher level, a higher qualified expert working in your corner,
right,
to help you with the best deal out there, and the best transaction and negotiation for you. So I highly recommend that people seek out realtors. I'm proud to serve them. We also certainly, housing is one of the largest drivers of the economy. And with that said, we are active politically as an association as well. And so that's important to us to make sure that we're looking out for the rights of homeowners. What are some of the bills, issues, taxes that can affect homeowners, affect the realtors? And we are active with our interest in that and protecting those. And that's an important segment that the association does as well. And also a lot of training and support for the agents as well.
I'm constantly talking about, knowledge is power. And not only from, a consumer listener standpoint, but even from a professional standpoint, knowing that the person that's representing you, real estate is a legal transaction. So knowing that person that's, representing you has the utmost education and knowledge and the highest standards within their profession is, a huge asset to every person that's in a real estate transaction.
Absolutely. I think you should be asking, are they a realtor? Have they had great training with the organization they're with? What is their experience? Who's there supporting them in their offices and the companies? And it makes a tremendous difference.
Yeah, and we often have people that I think everybody knows somebody that's within real estate. And a lot of times we don't actually interview that individual. And this is probably one of your largest, assets in a transaction. To know that you have the best person representing you, you really should be a job interview. And they should be able to provide that information to you, not only of their education, but their experience, somebody that's actually very active, that's not, necessarily a part-time, realtor is a huge thing. Michael, I know, you and I have had conversations in the past about ethics. And I think a lot of times consumers don't really realize how ethics applies to real estate. You actually teach ethics classes, correct?
That's correct. I am a certified instructor for continuing education, and my subject matter is ethics. And to me, ethics is, as Heidi summed up, really the study of the standards of conduct and moral judgment and professionalism that we expect from realtors.
And does it come up very often? I think sometimes, if you're listening, you don't realize how how, I guess, applicable ethics really are to real estate as a standards of practice, correct?
Well, it really does come up, Leanna, on a daily basis where, you don't want a conflict to arise between a licensed professional. And, much like gaming, real estate is licensed professionals that are required to maintain through continuing education the status of their license to ensure that they are ethically meeting the expectations and professionally meeting the expectations of their clients.
So, okay. So it's not only necessarily something that applies amongst realtors and their clients, but even amongst realtor to realtor?
From realtor to realtor, and, as an industry, you have expectations that your colleague will uphold their code of ethics, the duties that are owed to their client, all of which are explained up front. There's 11 items that are on the duties owed to ensure that they are delivering and exceeding the client's expectations.
Okay. So, something to consider is that there's so many individuals within a transaction. And I know this is something that I constantly explain to my clients. It's not necessarily always a basis of somebody acting maliciously, but you have so many people involved. There are naturally different personality styles, and sometimes you might have a conflict or two that arises, or perhaps, in this day of local media with text messages and different types of things come across, I think, the wrong way. So this is just kind of a check for everybody that's involved in the transaction, really to keep them, I think, based on the same page. Everybody kind of saying the same level.
Absolutely. And that's one of the services that the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors will provide as well, is they'll provide a place for people to sit down at the table to work out their differences as well.
Oh, okay. So if you're just tuning in, you are listening to Leanna Alvarez Show, Las Vegas Real Estate, The Insider's Edge, here with Leanna Alvarez, your host. And we've got Michael Maggiore and Heidi Kasama really discussing what's going on locally within our real estate market. What's applying to us, great information. I think just a continuation of educating you all out there what really is involved in real estate. We're talking about ethics and how it applies, and we always refer to it as GALVAR,
right?
Which is the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors. And to have Heidi, I know you've got such a crazy schedule, to have you here in studio providing all this knowledge, I'm sure it keeps you very busy. And you kind of touched about political influence within, the state of Nevada. What's an example of maybe something that's come up that, we've actually been able to kind of knock down?
Knock down how so?
Like legislation-wise, like something, I know they were talking about different types of bills coming in.
Well, we've certainly done a lot of bills regarding foreclosures, short sales. We've fought very strongly with the banks, how they're handling their business in Nevada.
The joys of banks.
So we actually had a lot of legislation in the past session and the session before regarding controlling the banks, and there was the robo signing and all these different things that were going on, and so holding them accountable into certain standards, and certainly fighting very much for the rights of the homeowner. And we've been very successful with that. Certainly, we're always sensitive to them trying to increase taxes on homeowners.
Yeah.
What can we do to protect that? At a certain point, we all know everybody has to contribute a little bit to have society going. But, to keep that balanced, we're watchdogs for that. Protecting the realtors, that's what we want to do, protecting the realtors in our community and how they could possibly be taxed as well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, you think that the association is just for realtors, but in actuality, not only are they representing realtors, but they're also representing, our homeowners.
Absolutely. We do a lot in that area that I don't think people realize. I didn't either until I became very active with the association. We do a lot to protect the community's homeowners' rights.
So definitely something we want to continue supporting. Mm-hmm. Michael, I know you teach classes on ethics. Is there something that somebody, those of us that are out there listening can relate specifically to? Maybe I always am a big fan of stories because I think they apply so well.
Well, stories are a big part of ethics because there are so many examples out there. Being ethical is really a way of life. You either are ethical or you are not ethical. It's part of who we are as individuals. And one of the things that Heidi touched upon is our Nevada real estate division as well as Galvar literally does a fantastic job protecting the consumer in ensuring that licensed real estate professionals are responding ethically. Every month there is a report that comes out called the Open House. And without mentioning any names, I will tell you there are some individuals that feel they can absolutely compromise their clientele and the real estate industry. And they are met with severe penalties, both financially and revocation of their licenses as a result. So we do watchdog the industry and absolutely make sure that the client is protected at all times, as well as other real estate professionals, the colleagues that I mentioned earlier, are protected from individuals that, have an unsavory practice going.
Well, and I think the one thing that always stood out to me is within real estate, it's the one profession where we're actually governed, I guess, by other working professionals versus it being, somebody that's not actively working within the industry. So I think that does give, real life practice to it. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. You definitely want to stay tuned because I'm not sure if you're familiar with what Geico, Hines, Fruit of the Loom, and Prudential have in common. So you definitely want to stay tuned. We'll bring that to you in the next segment.